Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can practice aim while also simultaneously practicing counter-strafing, just because, you know, the counter-strafe you kind of have to shoot, and so just shooting nothing is worse than shooting, you know, something. So while you're shooting something, you can also practice your aim. So counter-strafing, as I have explained before, I'll go ahead and explain it again, is whenever you go to the right, you stop. Whenever you stop, you're going to shoot. So in this case, you can stop on the outside, so you can imagine stopping on the left, in the middle, and in the right, so like this. It's kind of how I like to think of it. Or you can just shoot on the outside, you don't have to stop in the middle. But I kind of lead my crosshair, as you can see. I'm not going to explain this too much at the beginning, just because I wanted to show you guys the different routines you can do. But the main controversy here is, do you let go, or do you let go of the key that you're not using, or do you just hit the opposite one? So my cat is being very loud right now, and, you know, I'm trying to get him to relax. He's jumping on my TV, trying to pull it down. Flat screen, by the way. Anyways, so the consensus is really that you can just let go of the key. So like, say I'm holding A right here, I'm holding D. You just let go of the key. You don't have to, if you're holding A, you don't have to hit D. It's just, it's more to process than is necessary. I've heard things like, oh, it's a few frames quicker, but don't worry about it. Just let go of the key. If you're holding D, let go. If you're holding A, let go. It's as simple as that. So that is very basic. If you guys want more in-depth explanation of how to counter-strafe, then go to my other videos. I have a couple other on them. So for the main counter-strafing guide, basically instead of just shooting the wall whenever we counter-strafe, we're going to be shooting the bots and try to hit their heads whenever we do this. So I'm just going to strafe, and in between each strafe, or in between each headshot, I'm going to strafe, right? So like this. And so we're going to do that, but not only do it right here, we also are going to come out in the middle here. You guys know I always say this. You want to do them, you want to shoot these guys at different distances and different heights. So in this case, we'll just focus on the distances. So we're going to come a little bit closer and strafe around to, like, this range. So really what this is doing, whenever you play a game, you're not shooting at people from the same range all the time, so being closer to them and then being like farther away, for example, can be very useful for helping you build these types of muscle memory. You can also ADS if you really want. Also, whenever you do this, another question was, do you hold shift when you counter strafe? No, you don't hold shift. It just makes you slower, and you want to move as quick as possible when you're strafing, so that it makes it harder for enemies to hit you. So that's, yeah, just don't hold shift, pretty much, is my point there. So, you know, we're doing it farther away now, pretty much the same thing. You can also strafe twice to the same direction, by the way. That's something I should have mentioned, but, you know, just try to be unpredictable whenever you strafe, so that it's just even harder for enemies to hit you. So, the next thing that we can do, the other way that we can do this, is by coming out here, doing the same thing and just shooting these flying drones here. It'll make this a lot different because you're aiming at different heights, right? I'm aiming farther away. These are pretty far away as well. So you can also try to hit like some, you know, longer range flicks or something. You can incorporate a lot into these types of routines. So you notice I'm still counter strafing in between each shot that I'm taking, so that I'm making myself harder to hit whenever I'm actually playing against enemies. I kind of just do this without even realizing it whenever I warm up. So that's that. It's the same thing. Next, I'll show you guys one more to try to keep this a little bit short. So instead of practice, we can just do the standard eliminate 50. And this time, instead of focusing on the time, or on the yeah, it's gonna be time. Instead of focusing on the time, we could just, you know, counter strafe and shoot them wherever they spawn. Don't worry about the time. So it's a little bit harder whenever they're spawning, obviously, because, you know, repositioning while you're trying to figure out where they're at is a little bit of an added. And I don't usually do this, so it's a little bit harder for me, but this is definitely a way that you can do it. come I can't see him? So again, we're not worrying as much about time on this one because we are moving, so you can if you want to just focus on the time specifically for this type of routine, but it's really not necessary. And also, I wouldn't prioritize this one over the other ones, honestly. So I'm kind of like moving a lot here, so this isn't really full counter-strafing, but it is a way that you can try to practice counter-strafe. So hey guys, hopefully this is useful. Again, just trying to do this at different distances, and then maybe come up over here on like a box or something, and you know, counter-strafe on top of the box, something weird like this. This is probably a little bit too high, honestly. You're not going to be much higher than this in most maps unless you're in like heaven. So this is a good example though, because like you can imagine some high grounds where you might be this much higher than people. So you counter-strafe on top of this. God, my aim is actually atrocious. Ducky hits 10% of his shots while making video. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions or guide suggestions, let me know. We're about to come up on 4K subs, so if you aren't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And yeah, without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one.